fine people out there. Hope everybody's doing good. My daughter blessed us with some pretzels the other day, and they were really yummy. So I'm not using her recipe that she gave me because I'm using my bread machine to make the dough up, and she didn't do that, so I'm cheating a little bit. But let me show you how I do mine. Okay, the bread maker is the bread box bread maker, and mine has a dough setting on it, which I will be using, and it will be, see if I can focus a little better, £1.5 pounds is what I have it set on. And then, as you can see, I have it set for dough. So I have the bread pan over here, and I have already separated my egg and my egg whites, because you need an egg yolk room temperature. And I got my yeast out and let it get room temperature. I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon. And if you would like the recipe, if you have a excuse me, a bread machine, this is the recipe here, and I'll write it down in the comments also, so you can go off of that if you'd like. Okay, the first thing I'm going to be adding to my bread maker machine here, or bread pot, pan, whatever you want to call it, it calls for 1.5 cups of 80-degree water, and I just have my water on, so it should still be warm. So we are going to go, and your bread machine may be different. Make sure you add the ingredients as your bread machine calls for it. Some of them call for the liquids first, and some of them call for the dry ingredients first. So make sure you follow your instructions on yours. So there is our water, and then we want, like I said, 1 egg yolk, room temperature. So I'm just going to dump that in there. And you save your egg whites, because the egg white will be the glaze. Let me get a towel here. The glaze on the top of your pretzel when you get ready to cook it. And then we need 1 tablespoon of oil. So we will add 1 tablespoon of oil. And then we need 2 tablespoons of sugar, just plain white sugar is fine. And I'm going to get a different measuring spoon because I don't want oil in my sugar container here. And there's 1. And there's 2. And then after the sugar, we need 1 teaspoon of salt. So these are kind of hard to read, and I believe it is this one. And I'm just using the iodized salt. I'll be using sea salt on the top for the topping, and that salt shaker is, or salt container is messed up there. So I'm going to steal it out of my salt container here. And I believe I said 1 teaspoon of salt, yes. And this calls for pepper, but I'm not putting the pepper in here. And it also says bread flour, but I just use regular flour and they turn out wonderful. So 3.5 cups of flour. If you have bread flour, you can use it. If not, I'm just using all-purpose flour. There's 1, 2, 3, and I count out loud, otherwise I forget where I'm at, and then I'm like, oh crap, I have to start all over again, dump everything out. And then after your bread flour, you add your 1 tablespoon of yeast, and you just, or I just sprinkle it on the top like so. And then that's it for that. So now, after I got all my recipe together here, and I got all my ingredients in there as called for in order, I just bring it over here to my bread machine, open up the lid, let me pull it out a little bit, open up the lid, and then I just stick my bread pan in here, push that down, close the lid, push my start button, and in an hour and 20 minutes I'll be back and we will put the dough on a floured surface, and I'll show you how I roll them out before I put them in the oven. Okay, we got about 13 minutes left. Thought I'd give you an update. Our dough is doing good, rise like it's supposed to. So in 13 more minutes we will put it over here on our table and put some flour on the table and roll it out and put it in the pan, and at that time I'll heat my oven to 425, but when I get there I'll tell you again. But anyway, that's where we are as of right now. Okay guys, we got about 6 minutes left, so I am going to go ahead and get out my cookie sheets and get them sprayed and get them ready to go in the oven. I took my cast iron out, but I'm going to heat my oven to 425, and mine doesn't have markers, so I just kind of guess. Anyway, my cookie sheets are way down here in the back, so let me pause this and get them out. Okay, I have got canola oil, and I am going to spray those on my cookie sheets down really good. And you can probably use butter or something else if you wanted to. This is just what I have, so that's what I'm using. So we have our cookie sheets ready. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of flour here, probably 3/4 cup or so. Sprinkle it out here on our table so we can roll our dough out on it, just like so. Okay, our bread timer is fixing to go off. You should hear the buzzer here just a few minutes, in a few seconds actually. It's down to about a minute. So we will get the bread out and we'll put it on our flour surface, and there it is. Let me go grab it. Okay, as you can see, it is nice and raised, and then I am going to just go ahead and get it off the sides a little bit, and it should come out fairly easy. There we go. Got most of it, and then I'll put this in the sink, and then I'm just going to work it just a little bit. Just kind of, you don't have to do this, I just like to do this. And then I'm going to just put it in a ball here, and I'm going to let it rest for just a few minutes while I wash the pan. Just however you want to do it, just like that. And then I'll be back in just a minute or two and we'll get to rolling out the pretzels. Okay, I got my pan washed, so I'm just going to roll this out. The recipe says it makes 16. I don't usually get 16 because we like ours bigger and fluffier. So I'm just going to kind of roll it out like this, and then divide it into, oh, I don't know, 10 to 12, and that will be the pretzels that we get. So just however many you want, just roll it out, and it rolls really easy. And then I just break apart. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you want more than that, then all you have to do is take a little bit off of each one. 16 pretzels would be obviously more pretzels, but they would be smaller, and I don't think they would be as fluffy, and like I said, we like ours fluffy. So let me set these ones over here, and then what I do is I take my dough and I roll it and squeeze it, and just keep on doing that until you get it, I don't know how long. I couldn't even begin to guess to tell you how long. I just kind of roll it until it looks good. probably, I don't know, 1/4 inch round, maybe. I'm guessing that's about a 1/4 inch. Not good with all the fractions and all that when it comes to looking at how the dough is, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Anyways, you take you a U shape. Let me move these out of the way so you can see. As you can see, I have a U, and then I bring this one down, so it's like that, and then I bring this one down, and then just kind of make it so it looks like a pretzel. Let me move that up a little closer so you can see. Just make it so it has kind of a pretzel shape, and then I just kind of squish it right there, and then let me set you back up here, and then I will move it over to my greased pan and set it on my pan like that, and then I will continue to do that with all of them, and I'll show you my pan as soon as I get these rolled out. Okay, there is our first tray. As you can see, I got a couple little ones, a couple bigger ones. They will rise a little bit while I finish these other ones over here. So I'm going to move this cookie sheet, grab my other one, roll these out, and put it on there, and then I'll show you how to do the egg glaze that you put on over the pretzel. Okay, I've got a house full of people, so dogs are going nuts, and let's see if I can fix that a little bit, so maybe it won't fall again. Anyway, I got a house full of people, so I went ahead and made a few smaller pretzels. That way everybody can have one or maybe two. And hi baby, what you got? Got my little grandbaby there. So I'm almost done here, and we're almost to the last step of glazing them.
We went and picked out Brooklyn a birthday gift.
So, alright, we are on the last one, and grandbaby is showing his car. Had to get him in here. Okay, I am brushing my flour mess over here to one side, so I can bring my other cookie sheet over here. There we go. So we ended up with 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pretzels. And then the last thing you want to do before you stick them in your preheated 425 oven is take that egg yolk I told you about earlier, or the egg white, I'm sorry. We have our egg white, and we are going to put 1 tablespoon of water in here and mix it up. Okay, I have my egg white. I added my 1 tablespoon of water to it, and if I can find my wire whip, it's supposed to be over here. I washed it. I'm just going to take a wire whip and mix that together really well. So let me mix that. It'll take it just a minute. Well, it won't take very long. We'll just go ahead and do that. And then I have a brush. I like to brush it on. I guess you could use your finger if you don't have a brush. But like I said, I have a brush, so I'm going to use my brush. So you just want to, it's going to foam a little bit. That's okay, no big deal. But just mix it up really well. And then I got my brush here. And then I'm just going to take some and just put it on the top. Now, I have seen recipes that say to put your pretzel in like hot boiling water before you cook it. And I tried that the very first time I did this. And the dough was like really sticky and it stuck to the pan. And if your recipe calls for that and you want to try it, hopefully it'll work for you. But I just put my egg white stuff on here. They come out nice and pretty brown. They didn't stick to the pan, and they were yummy. And if you don't believe me, I have a crew here that will testify to that. But anyway, as you can tell, while I was rolling out the other pretzel dough into the shape of a pretzel, they did rise a little bit. Once you stick them in the oven, they're not going to rise that much because the heat will kill the yeast. So if you want to let them rise a little bit longer, you can, but you don't have to. And like I said, you just put the egg mix on all your pretzels, and then you put it in your preheated 425 oven. And I set my timer for 15 minutes, and I check it at 15 minutes. So anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, and they will be done. And then I make a cheese sauce. So let me go ahead and finish doing this, and then we will get these stuck in the oven. Okay, I got all my egg mixture on there, and I almost forgot the salt. Pretzels without salt, I mean, yeah, that'd be all right, but we like the salt, so I am going to be using the sea salt, and you can put it on there as heavy or as light as you like, but just sprinkle it over the top of them. I just do it kind of quick. That way there's salt on there, but it's not so salty that we can't eat them. Oh, drop the phone again. There you go. All you do is add that, and we're ready to put them in the oven. Okay, one last look before they get in the oven, and let me check my timer. It looks good. So we will take these and stick them in there. And I'm going to put one on top and one on bottom. And then I'll switch them here in just a little bit. So I will get my timer and set it, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and set it for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to switch them, put the bottom ones on the top and the top ones on the bottom. Okay, I have my workstation cleaned off, and as soon as the pretzels are done, I will take them out, set them on our workstation, and I'll show you what they look like when they get finished. Okay, my timer just went off, so I am going to switch these around. I'm going to put this one on the top and this one on the on the bottom. Don't do that. That hurts. That way they cook evenly on the bottom. And then we'll set the timer for another we'll check in at about 8 minutes. Okay, guys, let's check them. I think our pretzels are done. Oh yeah, nice and pretty and brown. Hopefully you can see that. And then we will take them, set them up here on our table. Now I'm going to need another pot holder. And hopefully I can get this one out without burning my fingers. Watch out, baby. Oven's hot. Oven's hot, baby.
Hot.
Hot. Burn you. All right, turn the oven off, and let me show you. See, they, by spraying them, they are nice and loose, did not stick, but we are going to let them cool before I combine them all together. But there you have it, and I know I said I was going to show you how I do my cheese sauce, but that's going to have to be another video because I have a house full. I love my grandbabies. So here soon I will show you how I do the cheese sauce for the pretzels. So I almost forgot another important part. Come on, camera. Focus. The taste test. All right, Mom. Just take whichever one you want. I've been picking at this one already. She's going to be my tester.
Oh, test the one that's the brownest. I like that.
You like them? I didn't get the cheese sauce made, but...
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, they passed mother-in-law's inspection, so they're good. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks, y'all. God bless you.